Hey, what's up guys? Back in the layout room for another weekly update. Been a little bit busy on the layout this week. I've got quite a bit to share, so let's just hop right into it. The first thing, if you notice from this view, I actually have the yard completed. I got my 2-track yard. The main line is on the far right, and I've got my spur going in for the logging industry. Still got to add a little bit to that, which I'm doing now, but I wanted to throw a video up and go over a few things that I've been doing. So like I said, I've got the yard done. I've got everything wired. All the ties are back in place here, really everywhere. Everything is wired, tested, and running exceptionally well. So the next step is to start painting the track, which I've got most of the turnouts painted, as you can see here, but still got to paint the track. And I've still got to finish this track here. So for the most part, I would say I am 95% done with Trackwork in Livingston, Montana, which is really all I'm going to be working on for the next, I don't know, probably 6 months to a year before I start the second of 3 or 4 modules. I say modules, it's bench work tied to the walls, but I'm doing it in 3 sections, maybe 4. Really depends on everything that goes on before that, but I mean, we're talking years down the road. But we're going to stay in Livingston because that's all I'm going to work on for quite some time in the foreseeable future. But yeah, I just want to throw a quick video up, and like I said, I've got the yard completed. I've started working on this area back here. Not quite sure what I'm going to do there yet. I've got an idea in mind. I'm probably going to slope all this up and just greenery and trees, but I don't know. That may change. I'm kind of working on the fly here. So let's grab the camera and we're going to move to another section and show you something else I've been working on. Okay, so this is the next section that I'm working on, and this is actually the Snake River, and I've got the foam down on both sides. I've got it contoured pretty much how I wanted, and it bends all the way around. If I can move the camera here ever so slightly. Just kind of an overall view here. So the river goes basically just around this section here. I built this little island. I say island, it's actually the back side of the river. I didn't want this all open. I wanted some changes in elevation, so I added this part here just to look like both sides of the river as it continues on. So I think that's going to add a nice element rather than just something plain Jane. But this morning I got all the paint in and painted everything down just to give it a uniform look. So my next step is to add the river bottom, which I will do in the next video. I have an idea what I'm going to put down for the river bottom. I actually have an idea what this whole area is going to look like. But some things may change along the way. But as far as the contour, I wanted some really steep areas, as you can see here. But I also wanted some that were cut back, There again, I'm trying to make this the most realistic looking layout that I've ever done. So riverbanks aren't perfect. You have some areas that are pretty steep and some that are actually cut back from erosion and that type of thing. So I've added some different elements as far as that. And then there's another one right here. So I think that will add some different looks to the river. Like I said, some different erosion looks. And once I get the river bottom in, I think it's going to look spectacular. So as you can tell, I still do not have my backdrop. I've emailed them again, and they're going through some changes. They've assured me that it's going to get printed this week and shipped out this week. I'm not holding out hope, but you never know. Hopefully, this area will be complete next week or the week after. So, we shall see. Okay, I wanted to go over a couple of things that I'm doing on my layout here. This looks a little flared out, which I'm going to fix that here shortly. But as you can tell, it's not really fastened down yet. So that'll get straightened up. But I wanted to go over a few things. So this is going to be a spur to my logging facility. Now, with this being the Montana Northern, you know, we don't have a lot of money, so we're trying to make do with trackage that was already here. It was left over from the Montana Rail Link. So some of the rails are not, or you know, the rail line, the spurs are not kept up very well. And I wanted to kind of incorporate that into my layout because I didn't want everything looking uniform. You know, I've done that before, and like I said, I'm just trying to do the most realistic that I can. And I thought the first thing that I would do is on all of my spurs, I would make them look kind of used, worn, weathered, and irregular ties and that type of thing. So I'm going to grab the camera and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm a little elevated up here, but as you can tell, the ties are not uniform compared to, say, the yard and the main line. And that's, you know, with purpose. I wanted this look, and you know, I think it looks great. I like the way it looks. It looks old and used, and so that's what I'm going with all of my spurs. To me, it just looks more realistic. Once you get the ballast in, I think it's going to look incredible, especially once I paint it and weather it. So I'm gonna put the camera down and kind of show you exactly how I got this look. Okay, this will be the next piece of track that's going to go in on my spur here. So I'm going to kind of try to do this and hold the camera as well. But I basically just took regular flex track, and when you flip it over, you've got all these pieces that are connected, as you can see. Now on the bottom, I've already done these, so as you can tell, they move a little bit more frequently. They move pretty good, but they basically flex back into place because this is plastic. So what I do, if I can do this on camera, I'm not sure. Maybe I can set the camera up a little bit better. Hang on one second. Okay, I hope you can see this, but basically what I take is my rail cutters, and I just go in and just start snipping every little piece in between there. I cut one side and then I flip it over because you want the flat end up against the ties. But I basically just, same thing, just cut each one of them. Once you get into a groove, it's really not that bad. Of course, when I do it on camera, it's never like it is. And then these pieces just fall out. in between the rails. So you're basically left with this. And now you can move these ties and bend them and twist them and, you know, make different patterns. You can keep them uniform if you want, but I tend to like to do something about like that. But that's basically how I do it. And then I just work my way all the way down. Usually one big piece of flex track I can do 15-20 minutes, just steadily, you know. I just crank up some music and just sit here and pop these things out. So let me finish this up and then we'll put this in place and I'll show you exactly how it looks. Okay, so now that I have my track all done, I basically take a black magic marker, and it's just for me. It's just to know where to keep the glue to glue the track down. So once I got it in place, I'm going to pull the track off. I just use liquid nail projects and just put a little bit down. A little bit goes a long way. That's more than enough. And then I just take my 5-way and basically just spread this around. This may be overkill, but this is the way I've always done it. And I think it always holds the track nice. There again, I go in and take off wherever it's not going to be. And just clean that up a little bit. And then I put the track back into place. Now, this track, since I want it kind of irregular ties, the good thing about this is they don't have to be perfect yet. You can go ahead and put the track down. We'll go ahead and put this into place exactly where I want it. I always take my straight edge and try to get as close as I can. Doesn't have to be perfect for the spur. And then now that that's in place, I can go in and I take my screwdriver and then I just work these ties basically back and forth to where I like the look of it. Because the glue is going to hold it now that it's down. And as I stated, you can just move these anywhere you want because this is not a well-maintained track. And on my railroad, they worry about the main line more than they do these because all they are just areas for cars to sit. So we don't worry about them too much. I think that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Got a few of these a little bit more crooked. So let me grab the camera, we'll get up on top and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that. As I stated, there's no really rhyme or reason how I did them. I just kind of turned one here and there. And it looks a whole lot better than just a straight uniform track. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as how I do how I am doing my spurs. You know, it's a little bit labor intensive, but I think the end result is going to look fantastic once this is weathered really good and ballasted. Now, I always, when I get my track down, I like to go ahead and put all the missing ties in here. So anything that I cut off, I just leave. and it's pretty simple. I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but I just take my cutters here and just clean the edges up. And then I take my X-Acto knife and I just basically shave the burrs down, or the tie plates. I'm going to do this off screen because I don't want these things flying everywhere. But that's it. I just scrape them, scrape the tie plates off, and that helps them slide a whole lot better underneath the track. But like I said, I just go ahead and put all these back into place. And that's pretty much it. We're going to add some weight on top of this until this dries, and that's pretty much it. Okay, we got the weights down, and I don't want to hear any wisecracks in the comments about my weights. I didn't spend money on weights. I just find whatever I can find that's that's heavy. Sometimes there may be a drill up there or a thing of glue, who knows. But anyway, I got the weights down. This will dry. I give it a couple of hours. Usually I leave it on there all night until the next day, just to be sure. But that's it. Now 99% of the track work is done. The only thing that I lack is this area here, and all I lack is the main line continuing on to the next set of layout, which that'll be further down the road. But really all I lack is this siding here for the recycle trash, and I'll probably do that sometime this week, and then 100% of the track work will be done. I'm not going to continue the main line any further until I get the bench work built on the next section. But like I said, that's all in due time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't seem like I got a lot done, but honestly, behind the scenes, I did. Like I said earlier, I've got 99% of the track is done. Everything that I have laid is 100% wired and tested, and it runs great. I've got the Snake River started. That's pretty much what I'm going to be working on this week, and I'm going to do some videos on how I do my river scene. So make sure and look for that. And then I've also got another surprise that I'm not going to give away in this video, but it's coming this week. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do me a favor and hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm to get the video out. And if you haven't already, make sure and hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot of great scenery techniques coming, and that's going to do it. So we'll see you guys, I would say probably next Sunday. And until then, we'll talk to you guys later.